So today we're kind of recapping season 1 with maybe some bonus footage, stuff you haven't seen yet.
Like a clip show made of clips you never saw. And we'll be doing this instead of interdimensional cable.
I'm Erica, and this is David, and we are 30A Misfits. 2 transplant locals who love to adventure. Come explore with us. .30A is a 22-mile stretch of road in Santa Rosa Beach, Florida. It's broken up into smaller sub-towns or little villages, each with their own culture.
And we're gonna start not in order of their air date. We're gonna go in order of the beaches down the line. So starting at Dune Allen, all the way down to Inlet Beach.
Yeah, when we started this, we didn't know exactly how we were doing it or what we were doing. And it all became apparent as we did it that this is the way we should do it.
We're starting at Dune Allen and going all the way down. And we've chosen one place from each community to highlight as our favorite.
And just for those that don't know, there are 13 beaches along 30A.
Yes.
And what we do as 30A Misfits is we're going to tour each beach,
Town,
each little beach
community. Starting with Dune Allen at Topsail Hill Preserve State Park.
After breakfast, we went just next door to Topsail Hill Preserve State Park.
As with a lot of things on here, I had no idea this was here. Did you know it was there, the Topsail Hill Preserve? I had no idea it was there.
I hadn't ever really done anything in Dune Allen.
Right.
Anything. You took me to Stinky's one time when we first started dating. But other than that, no. I mean, I'd driven through it, but...
And as a lot of the things that happened during these tours, I was blown away by it. So what are we doing, Erica?
I don't know.
No, I mean, what are we doing?
Oh, we're currently riding a tram.
Honestly, I do kind of want to ride this thing all day.
Right? I didn't understand the question, obviously, the first time it was asked. I thought he meant, what are we doing when we get down there? And I had no idea because I didn't know what was down there. But he meant, no, just narrate to the camera. What are we doing right now?
Well, is this the first state park we had done? Yes.
Yeah.
So we didn't really know what we were doing at all. We were just, we paid, went part, and we didn't know there was a tram there. So it was really a special time. It was really neat. The fact that we got to go do it with our extended family and everything was really cool.
Yeah.
We had both of our other extended families there with us.
They didn't really get to be there at the same time, but
right.
Kinda.
Okay. So we'll see you in a minute.
Check it. No, check it. Check it.
Love you, bye.
Love you, bye.
Okay, so we are going to ride.
Erica's always trying to get all the moms are trying to make these kids hug and love each other, and they do it anyways. Poor kids. They try to make them do it.
So cute. Well, at that point, it looked like I was trying to make them, but it was more I was trying to hold Aspen up and keep Maylee from losing her balance and them headbutting each other. So it was a little of both.
Again, as we walk back here, the beauty of this place and the dunes.
Yeah. That was, she saw a dog. Hi, doggy! And took off.
That was probably the first time Erica had read a map in front of me as far as on these tours. And I should have known then because we instantly got lost. We had no idea where we were on the back of these trails. I will make it a point that she learns north, south, east, west and how to hold a map.
This is where you first get to see just how navigationally challenged I am.
We got the map worked out?
Nope.
Right.
So that's the real first shot at.
But I'm not giving up hope, and she's going to keep reading maps until she can read a map. Because I can read a map, but that's not very funny.
Topsail receives a perfect score. At only $6 a car for an entire day of adventuring, it's a great place for locals and tourists alike to spend a day exploring.
A few things on that.
Yeah.
One, that was the last time we ever did a 5-meter rating on something that
wasn't a restaurant.
Restaurant, because all the state parks are going to get a perfect score. There's no need to mess with that. I'll tell you right now. Visit every state park you get a chance to, because they're all incredible.
And something I didn't really notice until reviewing this footage for this, Tyler and Teresa are both barefoot this whole time.
Floridians, man, they're crazy rednecks. I mean, they're just.
Now we're moving on to Gulf Place, which was our first video. First episode, had no idea what we were doing. This episode is unique in that it's not a complete tour because we didn't really plan anything. We just said we're gonna go to Gulf Place and we're gonna videotape it and we're gonna have a fun afternoon. But I'm excited to go back to Gulf Place, you know, knowing now what we didn't know then.
Sure.
So I think the next Gulf Place episode will be really fun to actually have it planned out and know what we're doing, and this was fun too.
And to have cameras. All we had was a
this whole episode was just filmed on my phone. The whole thing just filmed on my phone. And also it's a unique episode in that this one is 5 minutes long. There's all of our other episodes are, you know, pushing 30 minutes. This episode is 5 minutes. We didn't do really any history, any background research on anything. It was really
shooting from the hip.
Try to eat as close to vegan as possible, just as a fun experiment. So today, we're going out to eat vegan. Usually we cook at home, so we'll see how this goes.
I thought it was so cute. We set her camera down on the table next to us to get these shots. Luckily there was just nobody sitting next to us. Mm-hmm. But this is when we thought, oh, that's so brilliant. Let's just set the camera down over here. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And now that's, well.
Right, obvious or whatever. A while back, my wife had a brilliant idea of kind of mixing it up as far as our menu every week. And it started off with meatless Mondays, and it's progressed to vegetarian Mondays, pescatarian Fridays, and now we have vegan Wednesdays also.
We haven't really done the meatless Monday, vegan Wednesday, pescatarian Friday in a while.
Life is what happened.
And the vegan Wednesdays became a little time consuming when we're spending so much time editing.
It's hard to cook vegan.
Vegan Wednesdays, I would generally spend the whole day prepping food. But we are planning or thinking about, just in the conceptual stages of maybe doing a plant-based tour, or maybe series of tours, mini-series kind of thing. So if that's your thing, keep an eye out for that. But it may be a little while. It's just being thought about, so we don't have any actual plans yet.
Well, and the thing is, when people see me, they think, well, that guy eats plant-based.
We'll figure it out. It's become our motto. We'll figure it out.
All right, what are we doing today, baby?
We are going to tour Blue Mountain Beach. Now we are at Blue Mountain Bakery.
What's it say?
Pigs ate my universe.
All right.
Still no idea what that means. If anybody knows, or is it a quote from something? Pigs ate my universe. Was it just random? If anybody knows, let us know. Because that's, every time I see that, it still baffles me. Do you have
Hope I brought it. Huh?
Yeah.
No, you stay here. I'll be right back.
Are you serious?
Yeah, I didn't bring it. We got your wallet?
I know.
No, I brought my other purse.
Okay. We're back.
I don't know if you heard all that.
As soon as she said, did you bring your wallet? I already thought, I didn't grab my wallet. I just left. I handed her the camera, and I knew, and I had to go home as quick as I could. We live on 38. We live on 38 in Seagrove, and for whatever reason, it just takes a long time to get back and forth.
Well, I mean, the speed limit's 25 miles an hour. So.
Right, but you're only going 4 miles or something,
Sure,
5 miles, but still, it's
It felt like an eternity.
One eternity later.
Waiting for you to get back.
I'm sure.
And there wasn't a whole lot of discussion. It was, do you have your wallet? No, I didn't bring my wallet. Do you have your wallet? No, I don't have my wallet. I never bring my wallet when we go.
We got your wallet?
I know.
No, I brought my other purse. Oh, well, I'll be right back. Threw the camera at me and took off out the door.
Right, phone, wallet, keys.
Phone, wallet, keys, yeah.
Phone, wallet, keys. Ever since we saw that Adam Sandler phone, wallet, keys music video, we say that just about every time we leave the house in the morning.
It works. It's what
It
I
does.
need. I need my
phone, wallet, keys.
Phone, wallet, keys.
And we didn't say it that morning.
No.
Now we have a written list of things not to forget, so. Cinnabon ain't got nothing on this.
Right?
Blue Mountain Bakery's cinnamon rolls have become the standard for a cinnamon roll. Every time we eat a cinnamon roll from now on, we ask ourselves the question, is it as good as Blue Mountain Bakery's? And the answer is almost always no. So I feel like it's not a fair question. I mean,
It's not.
you can't.
Son of a bitch. I try not to cuss on camera.
I mean, when you're
Right,
elbows deep in a cinnamon roll that good and your fork snaps in half, I feel like that's a.
If there's ever a time to cuss, that was it.
Yeah.
Did you get a bite of what was stuck to the bottom?
Yeah, it's good, right?
I don't think we went in depth enough about the stuff that was stuck to the bottom, but I don't know that we could have. You couldn't really see it with the camera. We couldn't do it justice. As it sat in that box and kind of started to cool, the pieces of the cinnamon roll with the syrup stuff that soaks into it had congealed and almost caramelized on the bottom and turned into candy. And it was stuck in your teeth like a good caramel, and I don't know how to describe it, but the pieces that got stuck to the bottom of the box were magical, and we did end up fighting over toward the end.
With something for everybody, Blue Mountain Bakery gets a perfect score on the 30A Vibe Meter.
Okay. Off to the next one.
Yeah. How simple the vibe meters were back then.
Right.
You know? For something for everybody,
Yeah.
they
Short, sweet, and to the point.
Right. They get a perfect score. That's perfect.
Now we've moved on to Grayton Beach. Everywhere else we've chosen a place. Grayton Beach, really just the beach. And our walk to look at art and see the beach early on, where we ran into just a huge wealth of information. It just happened that way, like it was meant to be. And that was really our favorite part of Grayton Beach, was the beach.
After leaving Grayton General, we wanted to capture some of the local art that's found around Grayton and take a look at the beach, and ran into a wealth of information.
I love that Grayton Beach has art everywhere. It's everywhere. It's just on random posts and random wooden fences. I don't know who's doing all this or where this is all coming from, but it goes to the whole, you know, what 30A strives for is that artsy feel. They do it.
And Grayton is just so, I don't know, I feel like the best word to describe Grayton is funky.
Yeah, it's funky.
And just, where does this art come from? Can you just go hang something on the fence, or is somebody going to come take it down, or do you have to ask? Who owns this fence?
How is this so orderly and done so well?
Right. Whose job is it to hang this or decide what goes up here? It's just cool.
And we could find that out. Maybe sometime we will. But this time we didn't know. We're just taking it in as someone's seen it for the first time. It's not
necessarily something you think about really until you've seen it a few times, because as we walked down there, it was just, oh yeah, I want to go get some pictures of this neat art. And then later you start thinking about, well, where does it come from? Why is it there? But that's just the cool thing about Grayton. This beach flag thing was a tip that we got from the Chunk's grandma.
Tracy Cook.
Yes, Emma's mom, where she suggested that since we got such a good shot of the beach flags, that we should take the opportunity to, provide a little educational moment. And at this point, we made it a point to make it completely silent, no audio at all, so that the focus is really on these flags, because so many people come down here and either don't know or don't pay attention, and a lot of people die every summer because they're in the water when they shouldn't be. So we kind of made it a point to not only post the whole thing, but then show the flags themselves, where they are and what they mean, because it's important. And that was a fantastic tip from her, and thank you.
When it's double red, stay out of the water. Don't dip your toe in the water. Nothing. That's how every year people get killed in standing in ankle deep water. Every year. Every storm, everything. Every time there's double red flags out, somebody dies because they were in ankle deep water. Mm-hmm. It's tragic. Stay out of the water.
Water don't play. Rip currents don't care.
I know. How cool is it that our beaches have libraries on them?
Yeah, I didn't know that was there, and it was
the
cool.
whole point is, if you're heading down to the beach that day to sit and soak up the sun, grab a book. Mm-hmm. That gives you something to read every time you get a new book, and I love that about Grayton Beach. Again, another awesome thing about Grayton Beach.
And if you have a book that you've read 1,000 times, and instead of getting rid of it, just go drop it off to the beach library and bless somebody else with the opportunity to read it.
Right.
I'm always pitching everywhere I go about 38 Misfits YouTube, and you said you saw it. Where'd you see us? At the Road Rage page, didn't you?
I saw you at the Road Rage page. Yep. And I saw coming soon, Grayton Beach, and I'm like, okay, that's the beach I work at, so I'm gonna have to be watching for them.
Awesome.
So it worked. So I'm like, oh, they've already been to my other beach, Dune Allen, so I watched you guys and over at Stinky's and everything. So it was really cool. You guys are doing a great job.
This was the first time we got recognized.
I was just gonna say that.
And it was pretty neat. We, you're always trying to figure out a way to market yourself. They don't like it over there at the Road Rage page, but we were making really neat videos and ways to advertise that we're showing Road Rage at the same time highlighting where we're going to be at, and I don't think they like that. No. So we've both been booted off the Road Rage page. But that was how a lot of people found us, was through the Road Rage. In the beginning was through the Road Rage page. And for those of you that don't know, we have a 30A Road Rage page. We're mostly locals can complain about tourists and the way they drive.
It's a place to vent.
Yeah, and it's actually helped out a lot, I think, with the community, because it's given a place for people to vent.
But this was the first time that we got recognized, and a lot of times we find ourselves marketing ourselves in person as we're shooting, because you see somebody walk past you and look at the cameras and kind of look at each other, what are they doing? And Mr. Personality here, who's never met a stranger, will just say, oh, we have a YouTube channel, 38 Misfits, go check it out, blah, blah, blah. Well, we saw Diane here, and as he walks by, he says, oh yeah, we have a YouTube channel, just so you know. And she goes, yeah, I know, the Misfits, right? And we both just, what? You know who we are? It was awesome.
There's somebody watching?
Yeah.
On our way back to our car, we came across this house, with each piling painted with a different scene.
To do the binds.
And then we met Eric.
Before we meet Eric, talking about those posts and those paintings, I didn't know what Erica was looking at the time. I just walk over and I see her. She's up on this dude's or whoever's property. I mean, that's property. I mean, we're underneath somebody's house.
It's a, what do you call it? Maybe like a carport. Not quite a garage, but a carport. And it started innocently enough that I was just kind of on the sidewalk filming the poles that were right there, and then as I started looking, I realized they were all painted, and I kind of just got lost and just started filming all of the pilings and didn't really realize where I was until I come back out, and he's just looking at me and go, what are you doing? I'm like, I'm sorry, they were so cool.
It worked out, and sorry for everyone who owned
Yeah,
that.
if you
Thank
own that
for-
house, sorry.
Thank you. Well, we won't do it again, but it was
just-
we really appreciate it.
Yeah, they were really cool. But,
And then we walk across the street and we run into this area guy, and I think he's gonna be like, "Hey man,
what are you doing?
you all live there?" But nope, he went with this.
He commissioned 4 different artists. Each got 4 poles.
Okay.
So they all did it together. This was a few years ago. One of them was a waiter here. Now he just does art.
Right. You know who the waiter is?
Yeah, it's Brian Hand. He did a couple of things that are in there too.
Brian
All our
Hand.
menus. All
Okay.
our menus are done by him.
But
So he did the one where the 3 musicians are all cast now. He has a mural on the side wall here on the coolers. And he did that, so he did those 3 guys in retrospect of them playing together, Red Bar Jazz Band, the original. It was the nightly jazz band.
Oh, okay. That's before my time.
Yeah, we still have a nightly jazz band. It's just it's a new incarnation.
Sure. Okay. Well, thank you so much. What's your name?
Eric.
Eric. I'm David.
David, nice to meet you.
And this is Erica.
Erica.
How cool was that? We walked down to the beach. We were trying to get some art, and we ended up running into what did you call it? A beach ambassador.
Beach ambassador.
And she was so cool and sweet, and her name was Diane.
Yeah.
And then on the way back, we run into they look like a chef or a cook at Red Bar. I can't remember his name. And his brother-in-law was Paul Bizard, who I used to work for like a week at 38 TV, but what a wealth of knowledge that all was back there.
After we did this, and my mind's already starting to think about it right now as this is happening, as we're shooting this video when I'm there in the car, I knew that Paul still had 38 TV, which is a successful media company around here. So after these videos, I made sure to send them to Paul and everything, and within a week of that he said, "Are you ready for syndication?" We are on some other formats or some other platforms. It was just really neat that this led us to the next stage or whatever. Realize, oh, okay, we're doing something right here. We're getting noticed a little bit, and we're onward and upward. We signed a 2-year contract with 38 TV. And we'll see what happens with that, but it's becoming real at this point. You know, things are happening and the fact that people are watching and knowing about it, pretty cool. Pretty fortunate, pretty blessed. I'm pretty grateful.
Grayton Beach is unique in many ways, but one of our favorite quirks is that it's one of only 2 beaches in Walton County that you can actually drive on. You have to have a permit to do so, which is difficult to get.
It's so good to see you. We were going to ask you if we didn't get a beach permit from him. He's got one. I was going to come find you.
But that only makes it more special, and it's also why many people refer to Grayton as the locals' beach.
Somebody asked me about this, what's a beach permit? What I'm speaking of is a driving beach permit. In Grayton Beach, you can drive on the beach. It used to be anybody that owned any property in Walton County could have a beach permit, and you just had to annually keep it up. Well, then they decided they stopped it. Nobody new could get a beach permit. If you maintain it, you are grandfathered in, but as soon as you don't pay for it or you die or whatever, it's gone forever. They do have a lottery where you can get into it, but lucky for us, we have a friend with a half a leg, and he's got a beach permit for a handicap deal. We are blessed as far as that goes to have him handicapped.
Yes.
You know what I mean.
You call in my life, you break the line, I'm falling for you. You're stuck in my mind, just all the time, I'm falling for you.
In WaterColor, we decided the candy bar, pretty much hands down, was our favorite place. Pizza by the Sea is right there, but the candy bar was just so cool. Kind of like Blue Mountain Bakery's cinnamon roll has become the standard for cinnamon rolls, the candy bar has become our standard for candy stores.
Yeah, we judge it based on this candy shop,
Yeah.
and it's just so interesting that both Blue Mountain Bakery and this one were early on.
And this is funny, this little ice cream cone here, we went back like a week or two later, and it was a different color. I don't know if you noticed that,
No.
but it was like a week or two later, and we went by it, and I did a double take because I was like, wait a minute, I know that thing was pink. I can't remember what it is now, green or purple or something, but it's not pink. We showed, I believe at the end of this video, us trying these candies that we got, and the cameras were dying, and so we had to be really fast, and I felt like we didn't quite get everything. Somewhere we have video of the chicken eating the spicy cotton candy, and it was so cute and funny to watch her little face, and she likes spicy stuff, so it was just funny that she would eat a little piece and then it'd get hot and she'd kind of panic and ask for water, but then immediately ask for more.
Scenarios. And I'm gonna read the scenarios, and then basically I have to choose which of you, just the two of you, which guy I would trust more in that scenario.
Oh, David Hill's not in the mix.
You okay?
The three of us are hiking, and I sit on a rock with a snake hiding under it. It jumps out and latches up in my butt.
Do you like it?
I thought you were going to ask one of us.
Yeah. You want some more?
Was it not a safe thing?
Hot? It is hot.
Where we going, baby?
We're going to Seaside today.
Now we're in Seaside at Cocina Cubana.
Gotta have a plan.
When we say it started to rain heavily, that's no joke. It was fine and sunny with a couple of threatening looking clouds to boom, bottom dropped out, pouring rain. We have no umbrella. We have this big camera that we're trying to keep dry. It was hectic for a minute.
I didn't know exactly what to do. During the video, I think I just look at it and say, we got a problem. And then it starts pouring, I mean pouring. So I thought, well, I'm just gonna stay here underneath this awning, right in front of these. I'll just talk to whoever comes up here and we'll create little friends. And, but luckily she scouted the area and found a new place for us to go.
Hey, that was quick. That's a line to get in there, isn't it?
Yep. That's another line for Seaside t-shirts. You saw the big one that had, I don't know, hundreds of people
to find Seaside t-shirts.
What line is that for?
That's what I was trying to figure out. In the main circle of Seaside when we were up top at Central Square Records, that huge line was to go get Seaside t-shirts. This is another Seaside store with another line out the door and down the aisle trying to get Seaside t-shirts. And we still don't know why, because it's not an exclusive thing. You can get them online. I just can't wrap my brain around why somebody would stand in line for hours to get a t-shirt.
I still don't know what the deal is with the t-shirt.
I mean, I kind of understand that, you know, if somebody says, well, I have to get it for my vacation because I want to wear the Seaside t-shirt while I'm on vacation in Seaside. But if that's the case, order it online before you come so you don't waste 2 hours of your vacation waiting in line for a shirt.
I don't know.
I don't get it.
Who knows?
Somebody explain it to me, please.
Yeah.
I don't understand.
After the success of their Airstream Crepes du Soleil, Liz and Jay Eichelberger and chef Rob Masson opened Seaside's newest restaurant, Cocina Cubana, in 2019.
A couple of things about this. One, we screwed up and we didn't put in our reaction to eating the food, which was incredible. Even as we're doing this, we're talking about going and getting lunch today at
Cocina Cubana.
And it's that good. And it was an incredible surprise. A lot of the entire day of Seaside was a surprise to us. We expected cold shoulders, Karens, that type of deal. And it was a very loving, neat place that's has a lot of, you know, very real stories and people with dreams just like anybody else. It was a lot of fun and they were so nice to us. But the fact that we found this little nook to set a camera up in and set in. It was really romantic and special.
Yeah. And a big part of the problem was the rain caused a serious audio problem.
That's right.
So it was a matter of, do we want to subtitle the whole thing? Are you going to be able to hear anything? Is it going to have the same effect? So we made a tough decision to scrap the audio and fast forward through a lot of it. And looking back now, I wish we had put in a little more work and just done the subtitles so that you could really see just how much we loved it.
Yeah.
It was fantastic. And my bowl was fantastic. It was shredded beef with yellow rice, black beans, broccolini, chimichurri, sauteed veggies, cotija cheese. I hope I'm saying that right. And it was a lot of food too. The bowl was really heavy and I couldn't eat it all and I really wanted to take it with me. And then we ended up having to use the paper bag to shield the camera from getting wet. So we had to toss my leftovers. And I was very, very sad about it.
It was the camera of the leftovers.
Yeah.
The camera
won.
We're starting the day off with some coffee and donuts at Coffee and Cream.
Now we are in Seagrove, which was technically our second episode. Coffee and Cream has become like a favorite. We always refer back to Coffee and Cream.
I tell people all the time that those are paid actors. That I paid them to drive that golf cart at a certain time. I paid them to get out of this truck because it all just like, again, I'm just holding the camera, walking up to the Seagrove, and all this action looks like it's scripted. How perfect it was. None of this was scripted.
No, and meanwhile, I am in the car kind of panicking because when I first went in and talked to them, there was nobody there. It was really early. We were the only people in the parking lot, and I thought this is going to be perfect. There'll be no awkwardness with this camera or anything. We'll just go in and get our stuff. We won't have to worry about anything. And as he's shooting exterior shots, the parking lot just starts filling
It never
up.
stopped. People were just
cars and
everywhere.
golf carts.
To the point where when we walked in to open the door, there they were. Back all the way up.
line went all the way to the door. We waited too long.
I'm like, oh my goodness. But
so now we've kind of made it a point to we go do things first and then we get exterior shots after because it
can always get worse.
Right. So we learned a lesson here. Right here, as I'm carrying everything because he's holding the camera, we're walking past this line of people headed out the door and everybody's looking at the camera and he just looks at every single person and says 38 Misfits, 38 Misfits, 38 Misfits, 38 Misfits as we're walking out. YouTube 38 Misfits, YouTube 38 Misfits. And one of these kids had heard you say YouTube and came up to us later and said, do you have a YouTube channel? What's it called? And it was just really sweet. We are at this gorgeous backdrop here was a total accident. This is another thing that was so not planned. It just happened that way. I mean, if you walk out of Coffee and Cream and look to the left, there's just a few, 3 or 4 tables with umbrellas lined up against this fence. And we just chose the one that was kind of tucked back in the corner away from everybody so we wouldn't bother anybody and we wouldn't get anybody, in the background that didn't want to be in it. And it wasn't until later when we started editing that we realized just how perfect and beautiful it was. And it was a complete accident. Happy accidents.
We hear that a lot, actually. That happens. How many hundreds of thousands of bikes are on 30A and rental places that all look the same? There's thousands of bikes. I feel like anywhere you go, there's just bikes. So to have someone walk out and say, I don't know which bike is ours, happens a lot.
Yeah, a lot. Should have got a cream filled.
Nope.
Just like Blue Mountain Bakery's cinnamon rolls and the candy shop, Coffee and Cream has kind of become our standard, not necessarily for all breakfast places or for all coffee shops, but for that kind of coffee and donut or coffee and pastry experience, they've kind of become a standard, at least on the east end of 30A that's near us, because anytime we go somewhere similar that's near us, we always think, well, would I go here or would I go coffee and cream?
Yeah.
Probably coffee and cream.
Right.
They're hard to beat. It's just a good atmosphere, good experience.
It's what you want out of a local coffee shop.
Yep.
They're it.
If that's what you're looking for is, you know, coffee and a pastry, that's what you want.
And the staff is cool. They remember you. They appreciate you. It's just, they're cool.
Yeah. We're at Deer Lake State Park, which we didn't know until after we visited, that Deer Lake State Park closed for a year. And they closed like right after we went.
The day afterwards. They
the
closed,
day after?
Yeah, they closed the next day we went.
Yeah. So if you went to visit because you watched that, we're sorry.
Yeah, we are sorry. And
we didn't know.
But when it comes up next year to be able to visit this park, do it.
Yeah. Okay.
Do it. Do it.
I love the music we chose on this one. Erica chooses most of the music. We wanted to change the music here so differently because it was walking into a whole new world in just a few feet. In the video, I know I say rainforest, but what I meant was whatever we call our forest around there, how it was just straight dense forest to a wide open beach. I mean, it was
like
really
that.
Like that.
I mean, and you can kind of see it in this overview shot right here, where all the trees just stop.
Yeah.
And it was really strange. Surreal, I guess maybe is the word.
Yeah, it was neat. I thought it was really cool.
You said that you've been here before, right?
Yeah, I took some photos of my dad here for for a t-shirt that we were selling on another website, another YouTube, another time, 10 years ago. I love plugging my good-looking, cool dad anytime we can. I love putting in videos. He's just good for footage. Here recently, one of our, I wouldn't say fans, but a friend, talked about my dad used to have a YouTube channel and she missed my dad. And she said, I need a little bit of Claude Fillingham every day.
Hi, this is O'Claude again.
That's my dad's name. That was really sweet.
Pretty cool stuff.
Yeah. You forget how beautiful our area is. Our state parks, each one I say that's my favorite one, but it hasn't ended. I mean, I don't have a favorite anymore, I would say. Would you?
Yeah, no, I don't think you can.
I mean,
they're all just so different and they're all awesome.
They're amazing. They really are. They're all amazing and they're all neat. And I'm sorry that we won't have this one for a year. That will be missed. But I'm excited to see it when it comes back.
Yeah, because I'm not sure what all they're doing, but if I had to guess, I'd say they're making more parking and they're probably renovating the bathrooms. Because
I would say they're building new ones, if anything.
Yeah, that's one downside to this particular state park, was this trail to the beach is so long and the bathroom is way back at the beginning. Alys Beach, very similar to Grayton Beach. Our favorite thing about Alys was just walking around Alys. So we've tried to put together as much as possible of us just walking around Grayton and seeing the things, or Alys, and seeing the things that we really liked.
You ever do any fishing videos?
We're working up to it.
Yeah?
Yeah, definitely. Where y'all from? Connecticut. What's your name?
Jack.
Jack?
Declan.
Declan, what's your name?
Hagen.
Tegan, and what's your name?
Zoe.
These kids have been fortunate enough to be featured in now what will be their third video. They were in the Alys Beach.
This will be the third,
yeah. The Alys Beach, they're in the Rosemary. Now we're going to have the same repeating this one again.
Was it Rosemary or Seacrest? It was Seacrest.
Seacrest. So we're going to have it again.
If you watch the videos, we ran into them here, and not all of these kids belong to this dad that we're about to show, but the couple up on the stairs. And that couple and their two were riding, Declan and Tegan, were riding bikes through the back of Seacrest when we went to do our Seacrest tour and just yelled, 38 Misfits!
The Misfits are back!
Right?
We watched the YouTube.
No
We're the ones from Connecticut.
Oh, okay, that's great. You guys get around.
Yeah, and so we saw them again, and they got to be in another video, and now this will be the third episode that they're featured in.
Well, yeah, they get a spot in. And
the prettiest trash can I've ever seen.
Nice.
It wasn't just pretty, it was well made. Like the lid to that thing was heavy. It was real thick wood.
Clicked like a well-made thing. Yeah,
it was. I know it's weird to obsess about a trash can, but like it's the little details that really bring the magic.
And let me just say, if you have a chance just to go walk around Alys Beach, take that opportunity.
Just go walk around.
It's beautiful, and the amount of attention they pay to all the details. There are water features all over the place that you can't get away with in other places because they would be considered hazardous. Because they're just all of a sudden the ground just opens up and there's a water feature flowing through the ground, like they can break legs. That was one of the water features I was talking about. We shot this day. It was 98 degrees, 108% humidity index. It was horrible, but we had so much fun.
I think the heat index was actually 108.
It was crazy, and so we get home and we have a Facebook message that says we have to go over our rules and regulations of shooting at Alys Beach. And I went and looked online, and to take a picture in Alys Beach is $4,500. And my heart just sunk and everything. And so I called Paul Pizarro of 38 TV. And I told him about it. He's like, just call her. Just call the PR director for Alys Beach. So I called her, and she's a fan. And we talked about all the places we had went. She said, you guys got it. That's perfect. It was such, I mean, it was a relief, which again, she was excited about the place too. I don't know, Alys Beach is special. There's something. Andre
Duaney.
People get a chance to start their shops in very inexpensive.
Andre Duaney, who helped design Seaside, Alys, and Rosemary. Those are three unique places that he's helped design, and you can feel the love in each one of them. Rosemary is starting to wane. You're starting to feel the love come out of that place. But Alys Beach and definitely Seaside, you feel love in the area.
Now we are in Seacrest, and we are going into Small Cakes. This leaf blower was going almost the entire time we were there and drove us both crazy. It never ended. It's just every shot there was leaf blower sound in the background.
A very expensive element to add to these videos, and we will add eventually, is better microphones and all kinds of stuff, and the audio is almost important as the video, and almost requires as much work. And I'll tell you what, it's hard to shoot in Florida, especially around here. There's constant construction noise. There's constant leaf blowers and stuff like that.
Constant bugs. The cicadas. Yeah.
I mean,
the cicadas can cause problems.
But hey, that's a part of it. That's part of the style we shoot, and we do our best with it. But.
And it was just funny that pretty much the entire time we were in Seacrest, we start to talk. You open your mouth to say something, and you get a leaf blower in the background. It's like, I'll wait.
Now we're talking. Hello again. The reason I said now we're talking is because we had gone in earlier that morning looking for a place to eat breakfast because our breakfast place had closed for the season.
You guys serving food this morning?
No, that's for next year.
Next year?
And so we saw that it was bagels and coffees at Small Cakes. So we walked in, and these racks that are now filled with cupcakes and just eye candy, they were filled with bagels, and I wasn't.
No, they weren't filled with bagels. This case was filled with bagels, and there were no cupcakes to be seen. They weren't out yet. They weren't ready yet.
We're gonna go out and talk about it. We'll be right back. If they had been filled with cupcakes, we would have had cupcakes for breakfast.
But I'm glad they didn't, because I'm glad the day worked out the way it did. This was a day that was, again, just filled with happy accidents.
Yeah.
We things happened, things changed, and we had to go with the flow, and I'm happier with the way that it worked out than I would have been if things had worked out the way I had planned.
Yes.
So it was all for the best.
Our videos, you would never know it, but are filled with a lot of happy accidents. All accidents are happy accidents. All right, I'm getting red velvet.
Okay.
Oh, I don't know that for sure, do I?
Small Cakes started in Overland Park, Kansas in 2007.
Do you want to talk about Overland Park?
Kansas.
He's from Kansas.
Right, and this whole day was filled with Kansas because there was Kansas flag. We walked into that first place. Mm-hmm. We ran into Kansas State from the college people that knew someone I grew up with.
My name is Brandon, and I'm from Manhattan, Kansas.
Nick from Manhattan, Kansas.
Gary from Manhattan, Kansas.
Mm-hmm.
And then we walked in this place, and it's from Kansas. Or the owners are from Overland Park, Kansas, which is a suburb of Kansas City. And my sister lived there. Mm-hmm. Or close. I don't know if she actually lived in Overland Park. She may have taught in Overland Park.
Yeah, I think she taught in Overland Park.
And cupcake baker Jeff Martin launched his family-run concept. In the 11 years since, Small Cakes has grown to more than 220 stores throughout the world.
Jeff Martin, the owner of Small Cakes, also, after we put this video out, and there's how many?
220 worldwide?
Worldwide. We tagged the little one here. We didn't tag the corporate thing, but on Facebook where we tagged this little place. And the next day or that day, Jeff Martin, his personal account, which you would never know that he was a CEO by his account, said awesome video or something like that.
Yeah.
See if we can get him as an advertiser.
That was fun. Right. I think it was the next night because I was already laying in bed and you opened the door and you said, "Does Jeff Martin sound familiar?" I said, yeah, I think so. Is that the Small Cakes guy? And he said, yeah, well, he just messaged us. And I sat straight up in the bed. What? That was
pretty cool.
Yeah, it was pretty cool.
Fueled by Martin's appearances on the Food Network show Cupcake Wars.
Also, Cupcake Wars, I tried really, really hard to find a clip of him on Cupcake Wars. And through all of my digging, I could only find one. And it was such terrible quality. So I didn't bother.
That might be the best thing I put in my mouth all day.
Right. Not many people saw little Michael come up there at the bottom, and it's in a reference to that's what she said.
Yeah.
And from their dinner party.
You're hardly my first. That's what she said.
Or anytime Michael says that's what she said, but that particular one was from the dinner party episode.
That's what she said.
Cute little story. Small Cakes is who did our wedding.
And this is an excellent idea. And somehow, of all the hundreds of pictures that we have of our wedding, we don't have a single picture of the cupcakes.
Yeah, we had hundreds of them.
I looked and looked because I thought surely we had some. We don't. So next up is Rosemary. And we chose to recap the Summer Kitchen Cafe. And
that was easily our favorite thing of the day, besides the walk.
Yeah, the walk was pretty great too. But, besides getting absolutely drenched. Right. But besides that, Summer Kitchen Cafe was for sure our favorite.
Established in 1999, the Summer Kitchen was the first restaurant and commercial business in Rosemary Beach. Starting in their little red shack with just a walk-up window, they've now been serving locals and visitors for over 20 years.
Okay, so there's a really loud fan behind me, so hopefully you can hear me.
David is the audio man when it comes to editing. So he's pretty much in charge of all the sound. And it was either a 30-minute wait to sit down and eat, or we could sit down at the bar and eat immediately. And I had gone to the host stand alone, and he had stayed back. And when she said that, I said, well, let's just go to the bar. So I told him to follow, and I went and set all of our stuff up on the bar, and he came in behind me visibly upset. And I couldn't understand why until he pointed out the fan. And he was not happy about the fact that the fan was going to be so loud in the background, and he would have to edit audio around that because it's not easy. But it ended up working out. It was okay. I subtitled what was necessary, and at one point I did, when we're showing the food, the only reason that audio is relatively clear is because I held the GoPro up to my face and talked right behind it as it was pointed at the food. It was the only way we could get it to come through really clear. So.
It's the stuff that people never think about.
And I'm gonna do the bacon, egg, and cheddar roll up.
We do research before we ever get there, as far as what to order. It's a lot of times because we don't have any money. We really don't. We don't. We're doing this on a very small budget, and we share items and things like that. And in this particular case, and what we found from here on out is she just orders for me.
Okay, for him we're gonna do a cinnamon bun and a side of sausage.
And I'm okay with that. That doesn't take away from my masculinity. It's just the fact that she did the research. You know what I like. Make it happen, Cap.
Mm-hmm. So we do the research and find anything interesting or anything that they're known for, factor in price, and then kind of decide what the best things to order would be that are inexpensive but showcase the place.
Right, and if they have a cinnamon roll on there,
that's gonna happen.
I had to go back and get the camera to show you a couple of things. There's a Gaffrey painting. Justin Gaffrey has been creating textured palette knife paintings since 2001, which is awesome. And then there's this picture of the original Summer Kitchen Cafe right here, this red building. And I believe that's the town hall or whatever it is in the center there. I just thought that was interesting, so I had to go get the camera and come back to the bathroom and show you.
It was a strange thing because we ordered, we put the cameras away, we were waiting for the food to come, and I got up to use the restroom, and as I was in there, I looked up and I saw the Gaffrey painting, and I thought, oh, that's pretty cool, neat. And I thought about getting the camera, but I thought, no, I'm not gonna worry about it. And then I saw the picture of the original location of the Summer Kitchen Cafe, and I thought, okay, that's two things now, I have to go get it.
It was worth it.
It was worth it. Everything. It's hot.
They must have cooked everything in that burrito in the bacon.
Yeah. I mean, when you took a bite of it, you got punched in the mouth by bacon.
Boom! And that's never a bad thing to be punched in the mouth.
No. It was really good. It was surprising. You can see it on my face. It shocked me just how bacon.
Summer Kitchen Cafe has stuck around in Rosemary Beach for over 20 years, and we wouldn't be surprised if it stayed 20 more. If anyone deserves a perfect score, it's them.
Crunchy. And it's an interesting thing with this Summer Kitchen Cafe. I'd never heard of it. Had you? And it's
but way back, maybe 10, 15 years
ago. The
ago.
longest running business and restaurant in Rosemary. But somehow I had never heard of it. Mm-hmm. I've heard of just about everything else in Rosemary, but I'd never heard of this, and I don't know why.
Yeah, it was our favorite place by a good margin. Like when we talked about picking favorite places for the video, it was unanimous.
When it came to Rosemary, it was unanimous. Summer Kitchen Cafe.
Yeah, okay, well let's move on to the other ones because we already know what we're going to do.
Yeah. Now we get to Inlet Beach, which some people argue is not really a part of 30A, but part of Inlet Beach is on 30A.
Whatevs.
Whatever.
It's got the vibe of it.
Yeah, they've figured out how to bring 30A around onto the highway a little bit. And it may be a little biased for us to say that Camp Helen is our favorite place, but it absolutely was. This tour was a little bit impromptu. Schedules, storms happened, hurricane, all kinds of craziness. So we didn't go on the day we thought we were gonna go, so we kind of made a plan to go late. And I hadn't done any of my preliminary research or anything yet. And then just on a Wednesday morning, David woke me up and said, hey, the weather's great, we're going today. Well, the problem was, we didn't know where we were going. I had no plan yet. The one place we did know for sure we were going was Camp Helen, for sure. And I was pretty sure I had talked you into going to 38 Burger for lunch because I really wanted that chicken sandwich. But for a couple of weeks now, when I knew we were coming to Inlet Beach, I kept saying, I want 38 Burgers fried chicken sandwich. I love this chicken sandwich.
The best thing at 38 Burger is the chicken sandwich. I think they'd do better if they called it 38 chicken sandwich.
Camp Helen was the only place we were absolutely sure we were going.
In 1932, the same year construction was finally finished on the lodge, Robert Hicks passed away. With Robert's plans for a
That kind of sucks. It makes you feel bad for him. They spent all this time and effort and money to build this beautiful summer home. And the same year that it was completed, he died.
I would totally walk up this in a heartbeat.
Yeah, I know you would. David here wanted to climb to the top of that water tower so badly. It was palpable in the air. Just
well,
how
I walked
much.
over to it just to see how strict are they? And they had a flimsy little gate. I was like, well, that's not really going to keep anybody out. But then they had another gate behind that further on the next flight of stairs. I was like, oh.
And several big no trespassing signs.
Right.
And it was, but you could feel the inner child bouncing up and down, wanting so bad to climb up this big water tower.
Well, I mean, why have it there to not climb? I mean, I'd be doing. They should have ways you can propel off this thing, and little zip lines and stuff everywhere.
Fair enough.
Right.
It's an excellent idea. And one more thing that I did not think about until we were reviewing this footage. I still have no idea who Helen is. Camp Helen State Park. Who's Helen?
We still don't know.
No. I mean, I'll look into it, but in all of the research that I did, the name Helen never came up. So we have taken you along with us on this journey of season 1, starting with not knowing what we were doing to what it's become now.
I had good vision.
And it's been fun, and we're excited to start season 2. And before we do, there is going to be like a, I don't know, little mini series that we're in the works with right now, 30A Misfits Off-Road, where we visit locations and do tours that are not on 30A. So the episode next Sunday will be a tour of Defuniak Springs. So
which was really fascinating and historic and all that kind of stuff that you didn't know about up there, as same as all these other communities.
Yeah, I didn't know there was so much to learn about Defuniak Springs. It was really, really cool.
Yeah, and the people were really, really good.
Yeah. So we're going to do that, a couple of episodes for 30A Misfits Off-Road, and then we're jumping right back into season 2, starting at Dune Allen. But in the meantime, the rest of this episode, you're probably looking now thinking it's about over, but we have a little something extra that David here put together about our journey together, because Camp Helen is where we got married. Today that we are recording this is Thursday, September 9th. Tomorrow, Friday, September 10th, is our 5th anniversary.
Yes, yeah.
And we got married at Camp Helen, and it brought back a lot of cute memories. And if you watched the Inlet Beach episode, you saw a little bit of it. And
we're not watching that now, are we?
No.
Okay. I've watched the thing. I made it, and I've watched it 20 times, making myself watch it because I keep crying when I watch it. I'm like, I'm going to beat this. I'm going to not cry when I watch this thing. I haven't done it yet.
No. He can't watch it without crying. And I'm assuming he doesn't want to do that on camera. But we'll leave you with that. It's really sweet and adorable. And
I don't cry, I get choked up. Let's put it that way. I just know it's really sweet. I really love my wife, and I love the journey that we've gone through with it. And it's really cool. Our wedding, our little wedding party, we had a very intimate wedding. It looks like a wedding that was done in secret. Like it's very, very special. And it was special. And the guy with the white Jewish prayer cloth that's officiating, that's my dad.
so watch what's coming next. It's really sweet and adorable. Pretty short. And directly afterward, we will take you out of your feels again with a good laugh. So enjoy.
Yeah, and we appreciate the support that we've gotten so much. It's been a little bit overwhelming and humbling, and we see people defend us on Facebook and things like that because they think we're tourists, and we're not. If you watch our videos, you know we're not tourists. But we would ask that you would subscribe, please, and a comment. Comment really helps a lot. Everybody comments on Facebook, but nobody comments on YouTube.
And it pleases the algorithm,
yes,
as they say.
It pleases the algorithm. And we haven't been able to bust out a 30A yet, which is, we want to do this for a living, but right now, we're just paying out. This has turned into a full-time job. It takes us between 70 and 80 hours a week just to edit these videos to get them ready to go. The shoot is our day off. When we go out and shoot, and trust me, they're not days off. It's stressful as all get out, but it's really, that's our day off. We have fun doing those.
But thank you for being with us for season 1. Thank you to all of our subscribers. Those of you who haven't subscribed yet, go, please, right now, go subscribe. And we want to say thank you to everybody who's had just a small hand in helping us along the way. You know, Paul Vizard from 30A TV, Randy Thomas for promoting or letting us promote on Facebook groups, Lisa Judd for defending us in those Facebook groups.
Yes.
And anybody who's shared it.
Yeah.
Tracy Cook, Emma's mom. I know you share stuff all the time. Thank you so much for that.
Yes, it's been
and anybody else we've forgotten.
And of course, my father.
Yes.
Who has bankrolled this thing.
Yeah.
And
thank you.
And my sisters. You know, they've anybody that's given us money to help keep this thing going, we appreciate it so much, guys.
Is that it?
Yeah.
Season 1. Woo!
Woo!
I was sitting right by this window getting my hair and makeup done, watching people walk up.
We'll check to see if we can get in there.
Do you recognize anything I'm wearing?
The sunflower. What's your name?
Susan.
Susan, thank you so much for doing this.
You're welcome. Yeah.
Thank you. And we'll be real quick.
Space, you can probably figure out lights.
Okay, thank you so much.
We'll be
Appreciate
quick.
it. We'll be quick. Gotcha.
I heard Erica in the back rustling around. I knew what she was doing. She was trying on her wedding dress. And Erica came out and she kind of looked a little cocky, like, oh, look, see, I can fit in it. And then I said, what'd you turn around? But she's so beautiful.
Someday.